Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we are going to talk about mounts. We're going to talk about which one, in my opinions, are the best, why you should be getting them, why you should invest in them, and which ones are going to be coming out in the future, what stats they're going to offer, and how you can kind of prioritize. So let's go ahead and dig in. So there are a couple of myths with mounts, and we're going to start off by talking probably about what most people want to talk about, and that is which mount is best. And for me, right now, I do find that the bird mount is currently the best. I am excited for the swing mount because of the base stats that it's going to give, but I do enjoy my burb. Now, a lot of people look at, say, penny farthing and burb, and people will say, well, I've heard penny farthing is really difficult to level, so I'm gonna go and get the bird and awaken the bird. And that's actually not true. If we're talking about direct CP transfer, penny farthing actually gives you more CP immediately because you get it at 6 stars already. The bird, when you get the bird, is at 3 stars. So you're actually getting more immediate stats from the penny farthing than you are from the bird. So the idea that any mount is more difficult to level than others for the materials or the percentages is a little bit off. If you're looking at difficulty to level a mount, you're gonna look at something like the new wolf mount that's coming out, or the new dingo mount that is going to only be able to be leveled by meat that you purchase in your kingdom shop, that you're only gonna have access to if you have access to a relic. So the idea that one mount is more difficult to level than another is kind of a myth out there. Mounts do offer different stats though, and I will show you how to check them. You see I have Burby highlighted right now. It gives me 18,136 CP. You just go to power up and you click on this CP icon right here. My bird currently gives me 15,000 HP, 978 accuracy, and evasion 1,042. You can see here that I'm gonna be able to get probably about 100 more evasion, probably about 150 more accuracy, and another 1,500 HP on top of this. This is pretty standard. And this is going to be the same thing when we take a look at penny farthing. If I do go into the penny farthing and I go to power up and we take a look at it, you can see here that because it's at the base level, right? It's only at a base 6 star. It's only going to give me defense 458, HP 5,250, and critical resistance 367. However, if you notice, the amount of stats you can get from leveling it is quite significant. You can get 758 defense, almost 8,000 more HP, 628 critical resist. So you do have to look at kind of what the stats the mount gives are, and then what the stats the mounts are going to give in the future. For my focus, I decided you are probably best focusing one mount first, because you want to get the best stats from that mount, right? So you look at like my burb, and burb gives evasion and accuracy. Because the burb gives evasion and accuracy, as a rogue main, I am going to prioritize this. I think a lot of players probably should prioritize the bird, and I think the bird is one of the best mounts to start with because it does give access to this evasion and accuracy. If you're a newer player and you did buy the penny farthing, that's great. You can still use it. Its 30% base stats are going to apply to you, but I would probably level that second or maybe even third, depending on where you are at with your mount's progress. Now, let's talk about some of the other mounts, because some of the other mounts are going to be good, and there is going to be mounts in the future that are going to be important. So taking a look at the yak, which you can of course get from the genie, yak is actually not that good. He only gives HP, crit, and crit resist. So I would not prioritize the yak if I were you. Taking a look at Catarumpus, we can see that Catarumpus gives defense, HP, and accuracy. So Catarumpus is actually not terrible to invest in. Getting defense, getting accuracy, getting HP is of course really good. You're going to basically get a free 6-star mount from leveling up Catarumpus anyway. So you do want to level up your Catarumpus to max level eventually. This is basically going to be free defense, free accuracy that you're going to be getting, and I can highly recommend it. I think anytime you see accuracy and defense, you can be okay. If you're a free-to-play player, Catarumpus is going to be fantastic for you. He's going to do some good stuff. Taking a look at Rust Bucket as well is going to give HP, crit and crit resist. The problem I have with Rust Bucket and the problem I have with kind of getting him is he does start at 1 star, and you do have to use your kingdom materials in order to level him. And I do think you may be better off saving your kingdom medals to grab, for example, the dingo mount, if you do have it in your kingdom, to bid on getting the dingo mount and getting the dingo mount, because he does start at 3 star when you get him. He's going to give 272 defense, 2600 HP, and evasion 265. He's a completely defensive familiar, and I really like that about him. So I am pretty excited to get the dingo mount, and I am probably going to try and prioritize this for my character and try to get him. Now, the wing glider mount is pretty interesting. And I think the wing glider mount, when we are talking about endgame and future endgame, is going to be one of the best mounts in the game, because it's one of the few mounts that actually give attack, and it gives attack and it gives critical. So you don't see attack on very many mounts. This is the only mount right now in the game that does have attack on it. So it's 100% going to be worth to invest it and get it. But again, it's one of those mounts that's going to be slow growing. You're not going to be able to level it up right away immediately. This is going to be a slow burn. It takes tokens to get. The materials to awaken it take tokens to get. It's just going to be a slow grind to max it out. So keep that in mind. If you do have it, you probably don't want to set it as your primary, because getting 134 attack and 123 crit, for example, on top of 257 attack, 235 crit, compared to a mount that you've leveled like the Burby, where you're getting like 15,000 HP, 1,000 accuracy, 1,000 evasion, it just doesn't add up. You just don't want to invest in these lower level rarity mounts. You want to kind of focus one mount, finish that first, and then transition to the others. In terms of the swing, I do think the swing is going to be really good. It is a purchasable mount. I do believe you have to be, it's either level 100 or level 80 to buy it. It is in the level pack later on. It does come in, it has a load of defense, so 391 plus 695 defense, 4,500 HP with an additional 8,000 HP, and 415 evasion with an additional 739 evasion is going to make it, again, very powerful, very similar to the Dingo. Now, we are noticing, or you are going to notice, that a lot of mounts are going to be pay to access, and that is pretty normal. That's actually going to be the trend as we do continue through the game. You will get some free-to-play mounts, but you will also get a lot of mounts that are paid. So let's talk about some of these upcoming mounts, because they are going to be important, and I do want to go over them. So in no particular order, we are going to cover some of the ones that are coming out here in the future. We have the Bloom Jet, which is purchasable, which will give defense, HP, and critical. We have the Horse or the Peggers here, which gives attack power, HP, and critical resistance. We have the Airboat, which is going to give defense, HP, and accuracy. So it is going to be purchasable at the shop. You are going to be able to purchase Peggers as well. So again, a lot of these are going to be pay to win. When we do talk to, his name is Thin Bear, who plays on the Korean side, mounts are one of the biggest differences between whales and non-whales. So if you are on the fence, if you are a whale looking at this, these are going to be the way to go. We are going to get the Dimensional God Iman Akaku, which is going to give attack power, HP, and evasion, which will be really good. And this is a login mission for a limited time. So this is going on. You do not want to miss this. We're going to get a Skunk in a Bucket, which gives attack power, HP, and accuracy. This is a purchase pack. We're going to get the Magic Carpet, which gives HP, critical, and critical resistance. This is a purchase pack. Then you have all of these standard ones that we already went over, and that's pretty much where we end. So for the most part, you are going to want to be focusing on one familiar or one mount first. Get that to 6-star, even though it's like 45% to get the stats and awaken it. The amount of stats you can get at 6-star to finish that mount is going to be really important. And you should also be prioritizing getting mount awakening materials. So that's going to be from the Kingdom Shop, for example. There is a lot of mount awakening materials that you can get there. For 40, you get 10, and then I believe you can purchase 10, so you can get, I think, 100 per week for 400 Kingdom coins, which is really important. And you can get some for tokens as well, if you look in the token exchanges, and those are really important to grab every week. They are weekly. You're going to be playing the LOM game with mounts, and mounts are going to be very important to focus on. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope this helped you kind of determine what mount to focus on and the route to go, and I'll talk to you guys all next time.